everybody to our Ayurveda talk. We are now getting ready to talk about digestive fire. This is the first part of the spring cleanse, and I sent out a really long, detailed video on preparation for the spring cleanse. And in fact, if you were to just listen to all those details and take all that information in that I just put out this last week, that would really help you a lot in cleansing out the body, helping to lighten the body, because we are now moving into spring. And as we move closer and closer to spring, that means that the elements of spring are the qualities of spring are impacting our physical body, physically, mentally, emotionally. This is a time, this season that we're moving into is Kapha season. Kapha. Kapha is the elements of earth and water. So it's all about growth. It's all about nourishment. However, because we're coming out of winter, if we do not remove accumulated toxins and also the excess of that heaviness, earth and water are heavy, and the density of earth and water, then what will happen is all the accumulation and all that density can really cause stagnation and congestion in the body and make us sick. So the first part is to adjust our diet and lifestyle and remove and avoid certain things and foods that are going to increase those kapha qualities. Kapha qualities, like I said, are earth and water, heavy, dense, and cold. We want to do the opposite of that. We want to encourage and support the bodies into this system by lightening everything and removing the density, removing the toxins, and at the same time bring in heat. Why heat? Because heat breaks things up. It's friction. It's going to stimulate and move. And really, that's what spring is. If we can remove all the density and stuff, life is emerging out of the earth. And that is a very active process. I always like to talk about a garden. If you are planting seeds in the garden, you're going to prepare the garden, remove the excess leaves, weeds, branches from the fall. You're going to remove all that winter, fall accumulation, and then you prepare your soil for the new seeds and the new growth. And that's what we're doing to our bodies. So we're removing all the accumulation and debris. You could call it debris, toxins, heaviness, stagnation, lethargy, to move into spring. And I want to remind you, this is the time to plant seeds of intention. This is where we set resolutions and goals. Right now, it is when it is the best time to try out new activities, to try a new hobby, go and do something new, meet new people, travel. It's a great time to do it. All right, so let's talk about the digestive fire, because once you've removed all of those toxins, and you'll have to watch that video that I just put out, once you've adjusted your diet and now you've adjusted your lifestyle, yes, there's things that you need to do differently as we move into spring to prepare for spring cleanse and spring in general. The next thing after that is to evaluate what's going on with your digestive fire and then make adjustments so that your digestive fire is healthy. And by the way, the digestive fire is directly connected to your longevity and your health. So you will live a good, long, strong life if you have a strong digestive fire, which in Ayurveda we call your Agni, A-G-N-I, digestive Agni. Now, it's a complicated topic to talk about the digestive Agni, because the Agni actually influences all of our tissues. Remember, everything in the body, all the systems, all the tissues have a form of metabolism. And so all of the enzymes and the digestion and the metabolic processes of the body are all about the digestive, are all about Agni, and it starts with the digestive fire. Okay, so let's talk about Agni. Agni is an actual biological fire. Oftentimes it's called your digestive enzymes. It's heat energy and it governs our metabolism. It keeps our immune system strong. It can be equated with, like I said, digestive enzymes and all metabolic processes that help to break down, allow for digesting, absorbing, assimilating not just our food, but also, what transforms. So nutrients come in, the tissue receives it, and then there is a metabolic process that happens, and then there's a waste that comes out of that. So there's this whole happening going on, this dynamic going on. So Agni, when it is strong, it not only strengthens our immune system, it is destroying microorganisms, foreign bacteria. It's going to remove toxins in the stomach and the intestines. It's extremely vital to good health and a long life. Agni sustains our life and our vitality. It's like our spark, right? You can have all the logs and have everything going, but if you don't have the spark, if you don't have the fire, nothing can get going. Nothing can be assimilated. So it is what gives us excellent health. And when it becomes impaired and becomes imbalanced, it is because of the doshas. So the doshas are what get aggravated. And remember, the doshas are connected to all the elements. Vata dosha is ether, air. Pitta dosha is fire with a little bit of water. And then kapha dosha is water and earth. So what happens is, because of our diet, because of our lifestyle, where we live, the season, whatever it is that's going on in our life, too much stress, too much exposure to environmental factors, things accumulate in the system and it aggravates and pushes on the elements of the doshas. And if the dosha goes out of balance, it's going to impact this digestive Agni, digestive fire. So when vata goes out of balance in digestion, it's going to cause what we call variable digestion. So sometimes you're digesting, it's great. Sometimes you're not digesting well. So it's variable. It's up and down. It's not consistent. And typical vata digestion, when it's out of balance, will cause constipation and gas. Pitta, when it's got an imbalance with digestion, it's going to be all about heat, burning indigestion, acidic indigestion, burning. It's literally, it can be so out of balance. It can be so high that it can burn the nutrients out of the food. So you end up being malnourished because there's too much heat. That's a huge problem. So it's burning. It's connected to burning. It's burning too high, too rapidly. And then you have kapha digestion. When it becomes out of balance, then we have no appetite. It causes sluggish digestion. It makes it feel like I can't digest. I don't have an appetite. When I eat, it takes forever for the food to digest, and you end up not ever being hungry. I've come across kapha individuals who they'll eat one meal, and that's fine for them. They need to get their digestive fire activated. So they become sluggish. They end up having a mucus buildup oftentimes. And then even in their elimination, mucus will show up in their stool. Whereas with a pitta person, mucus will come out too fast, like diarrhea. There'll be more smell. There might be food particles. That's a sure sign that it's moving too quickly through the body and you're not digesting your food. Food particles is a sign of nutrients not being digested. And then vata, they can't go. There's just that they're not able to digest as well. So those are imbalances with the digestive fire. And what we have to do in this next stage to prepare for the spring cleanse is to strengthen the digestive fire. One of the easy things that you can do is do the digestive tea, which is the CCF tea, coriander, cumin, fennel seeds, equal parts, and then you drink it. It's mild, it's gentle, great for pitta. It's, like I said, it's gentle and mild. And also ginger tea. And I like to do my ginger with ginger root. I boil my water and then I pour it into a separate container, and then I add my ginger root, and then I make my ginger root tea like that. And that's great for vata and for kapha. Now, if you have a digestive fire that is weak, then before you eat, you can do a little bit of fresh grated ginger, like a little like the size of your nail, with a few drops, about 10 drops of lime and a pinch of sea salt. And then you chew that before you eat, and it will spark your digestive fire. So these are just some basic things that you can do to help activate your digestive fire, because we cannot move into the cleanse and start the next part of the cleanse until we balance the Agni. Agni needs to be balanced for vata, so not up and down, needs to be regular. For pitta, we need to calm it down, and for kapha, we need to activate it. And if you have any of these digestive imbalances happening, you need to make adjustments. This is where the individual consultation is very helpful, because then I can give you all the input you need to help you move through this cleanse with ease and get the best results. So that's our talk for tonight. Digestive fire is the next part of the spring cleanse. So that's what we're focusing on now. Our spring cleanse is starting after next week. So 2 weeks, not next week, but the week after. And it will be online once a week. You're welcome to join, and it's just a drop-in fee. So please reach out to me if you have any questions. Otherwise, thank you for joining our talk today on your digestive fire and why it's so important. And I look forward to talk to you guys again